Hey everyone, I am just coming to you guys to share a poem that I wrote in the last couple of months. I've kind of left it alone. It's kind of butchered on my phone. So I'm going to try to read it to you without completely, messing it up. But I don't have it memorized quite yet. But it was an experience that I had where I was kind of, asking God, I want to write something that kind of expresses your love, that expresses your desire, that expresses your jealousy. It just expresses you and who you are. And at the time in my life, and even now, which this wasn't very long ago, I just really realized that God is a jealous God and that He wants, my life and my attention and my time and not just my Sundays. And so this poem is called Until I Have It All. And I just wanted to share. I don't know who this is for or who this is going to touch, but ultimately God spoke it through me, and maybe it's for you. So I'll read this here, and like I said, I'm going to try not to mess it up too much, but here it is, Until I Have It All. It's going to take a lot more than spoken word to make sure that I am heard. You can use every cute little syllable and every verb, but what are words? What are lines? What are phrases? What is this life that you live in seasons and phases? Every piece of this time continuum that you live in is an ongoing thing for me. It's my creation, you see, and I created the words in which you use to try to explain me, or better yet, explain the lack thereof, which means a lack of love. It's not fair for you to put me in a box. I never put you in a box. I made this all for you, and I made this offer to you that you could live in this place, this beautiful place in which you cannot explain, yet you research and research, and you try to find more words to break down the very existence of you. But all I had to say was you exist. Yes, from all of that came all of this. So please realize that no matter how you try to make it clever or cute, nothing will ever do. The only thing I ever wanted was you. How selfish of me to create you and then want to be a part of you, to see the very heart of you, the thing that I created intricately from the start of you, and how selfish of you not to quench the very innermost part of you that has a desire for something. More than you, more than this. You desperately crave to put words to paper in order to make sense of all the things that are going on inside of your head, that really the only thing will ever make sense is me. And it's hard for you because you could never put me to paper. You could never put me in a word. You could never put me in phrases. You could never put me into something that can be explained. This can be explained in a word. It can't be explained in a line. It will never, ever, ever be defined. That feeling that you feel, that feeling that you want to pretend isn't real. That's the only reason you make all these mistakes. That's the only reason you ever want to waver, because you're so afraid of what's really on the inside of you. You're so afraid of the unlimited potential, the unsurmountable power, strength. You're afraid that if I am who I say that I am, and I live on the inside of you, who could you be and what could you do? But you already know that. So once again, I find you running to bad decisions and bad thought patterns. I see you running into a place where you try to make it all on your own, where you try to perform for an audience alone, when the only audience is one, and the only audience you'll ever need is the one who has already won. So I appreciate you trying so hard to explain this, trying so hard to say things that'll create a deeper desire in someone else. But all I want is the deeper desire within yourself. All I want is a deeper desire from you. All I want is you to understand me and not just the outer parts and the things that I've created and the things that I've done and the things that I will do and can do. But me, my desire, my heart, you. Put away your thoughts, your pencils, your pens. Forget about the microphone and forget about the stage and get quiet. So quiet you can hear your heart beat, and I promise if you do that, then you'll be hearing from me. That beat is so soft, and yes, it's simple, but that rhythm brings you life. And with the understanding that with me, your life moves on. You will no longer try so hard to reinvent the wheel and to speak the words I have already spoken. I hear you screaming so loudly while trying to create strength and power and trying to relate. But in the silence, you'll remember once more that I whispered, "Let there be light." And what's more powerful? I've already done the things you're trying to do, and so many things I've beat you to. But there is one thing I can't do. Glory and honor is why I spoke those words that created you. Don't turn around and make it about you. Live more, breathe, and speak for me. And finally, you won't have to try so hard. You can, and you will, be free. Thanks for listening.